out there with Nembhard, Hardy, Marshall, and Cooper Flag. Davis. It rotates to Hardy. Hardy was cooking in the third quarter, tosses it up, and it's a shot clock violation.
Up behind Anthony Davis on the post up, nowhere to go, no ball movement. Start off with a turnover.
And that one is just past Carlson. It's a turnover for OKC. That's their sixth turnover of the ball game and their second since the first quarter. Cooper Flag, the turnaround is good. His third field goal, he has 12 points. Mitchell, pull-up jumper is good. I think OKC wants that money as well. They're going to be in the quarterfinals playing Phoenix next week.
It'll be a great battle between those two teams, and obviously a trip on the line in that game to get themselves to Vegas.
Hardy with the three. How about Hardy staying ready? Again, didn't play in the last outing. That win over Miami. He has 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting. He's hit 3 triples. Wiggins, the answer. And Kidd calls a timeout. 89 seconds into the fourth. Mavericks, Thunder, and it's all Thunder. Nembhard. And now Marshall directing traffic. We'll get it to Davis. Davis deep corner now for bad pass. Marshall penetrating with the clock winding down and got the J. Can I circle back to something you mentioned earlier about Belgium and A.J. Mitchell? Did you say waffle is just a pancake that believes in itself?
Yes.
Is that that's the line?
That's the truth.
That's the truth?
Yeah.
Where does French toast come in this equation?
That's a great question. It thinks too much of itself.
111, 81. Marshall at the free throw line, no. Davis still searching, can't hit. This is the most minutes. Anthony Davis.
Did that count as?
Flag, baseline jumper is pure. 14 for the rookie. A.J. Mitchell looking to drive on. Hardy turned it over. Flag. Step through, tough shot, gets it to drop.
AD got the steal and then provided a nice moving screen for Flag on what ended up being a transition basket for Cooper.
Kenrich Williams off the feed from Wiggins. Musa Cisse at the scorer's table, more than likely checking in for Davis. Davis, oh, he was looking to score there, diving on the floor, gives it up. Hardy, the floater in the lane, got the roll.
What a find from AD on the ground. Gets it to the hot guy and Jaden Hardy for 2 more.
Williams, front iron, no. Carlson, the follow finish. OKC looking for their 14th straight victory. It'll be 1 shy of the franchise record. Davis, there's the field goal.
Wow, they get the high-low, and before the next whistle, I think AD's going to be coming out. Finally on the board.
It's like the meme. Big basket by Davis to cut the lead. 115-89. Nembhard with the rebound. Nembhard coast to coast. Tap out. Marshall on the drive, got to the rack. No resistance there, and Dagnall will call timeout. 115-91.
During the season, Michael Jordan and again Will Chamberlain. Will SGA be the 3rd guy added to that list this year? He's well on his way.
Well on his way. Makes it look easy every single night, and again, hard to believe. Building off his MVP season a year ago. Everybody playing defense. Barnhizer leaves it for Youngblood and count it and put him on the line. matter who's out there. Chris Youngblood averaged 10 points per. Williams. This is Cisse. 5 minutes going by here in this fourth quarter. D'Angelo Russell moves this card and does not get the roll. Battle for the rebound secured by Carlson. The Thunder, they do have the toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. This is based on the winning percentage of their remaining opponents. So things will get tougher.
And you know who's happy about that? Mark Dagnall. Like, and the SGA. They want all comers. So they're prepared. They're getting themselves healthy. They're waiting on their guys to come back. And they'll want to do what they did last year, which was play their best basketball at the end of the year. Although with this team, their best basketball might be every game they play this year.
It's looking. I mean, 15. Let's look at this way. The 15th game this season that the Thunder will have won by double figures. 6:20 to go in regulation. Let's check in with our Allie Clifton.
Guys, I think this speaks to what Coach Dagnall told us before the game. As impressive as his squad looks, he said you'd even be more impressed if you were around them every day. On one hand, it's part of that overall chemistry you're speaking of that's been built. On the other, the overall hunger and mentality as a collective. Now, where does that mentality come from? Chet Holmgren, guys, put it simply, we don't really have anybody on this team who is just sitting and reminiscing on what a great career they had. He said, I think...
I mean, what are we talking about here? The other thing I love that Mark said, Allie, was about the looseness of this team, and that when they play against pressure, that's when they light up because they know it's a challenge. So there's so many things going right for OKC. Built this slowly. They haven't skipped any steps, and they're appreciating each step of the way at this point.
Easy to forget it was just a few years ago OKC was getting blown out more often than not as Martin knocks down the triple. 118-94. Mitchell into Carlson. Carlson couldn't put it in. And Russell made the catch, got it back to Williams. Williams pull up over Carlson, won't go. Jang the rebound. This is Ousmane Dieng giving it up to Mitchell. Mitchell down the lane, leaves it for Carlson with the stuff.
Again, you see these guys still in the defensive stance, still communicating, wanting to take it.
And still a lot of draft picks to work with. Cisse with the back tap, but in the hands of Youngblood. Quickly ahead. Barnheiser, count it, plus the foul.
He had a great summer league for OKC, opened some eyes. Obviously, you look at his build and the physicality, but it was summer league where they were impressed by what Brooks brought to the table.
Number 17 and 8 at Northwestern. That ball too high for Cisse. Jay. Working on Cisse, puts it up, no. And ball will be kicked out of bounds.
It let Jang get up into the air. He jumped second and was able to climb up to get to it.
4 minutes to go in regulation. Cisse, no. Jang spinning out to Barnheiser. No one around him. OKC will travel to Utah for a division matchup with the Jazz. Coming up on Sunday. That's ahead of their quarterfinal matchup back here in this building against the Suns on Wednesday. Russell from deep, got it.
12th made three in the game for the Dallas Mavericks, who had come in here. They had shot over 50% for the first time in a very long time.
Jang got the deuce. You know, going back to Dallas again, they're just trying to get healthy. They've had a lot of positives in their last 3 ball games. Again, inching on a 3-game winning streak, first win streak of the season.
What does that D mean for the Dallas Mavericks? Well, one is direction. Their front office, obviously, still on scene in a long time, maybe since LeBron James and Cooper Flag. And what do you want to do with him moving forward? And the last one is decisions. And where is this roster going to go? And I mean that draft 5 or 6 guys. It could be very transformational for a team. A lot of things for Big D ahead.
8-15 on the season. Williams up top. Barnheiser now. Spinning. Has to kick it out. Carlson from downtown. Making it rain.
Yeah, Carlson could shoot that in college in Utah. He was a guy who could step back and knock down threes, and showing off his ability to do that as a big here.
Russell can't answer. Tapped into the hands of Youngblood.
I'd be worried about the Youngblood Barnheiser tag team combination, the size of these guys. Those guys might win the Intercontinental belt.
Lead back to 30.
That's bad now. His Intercontinental belt is an individual belt. The tag team championship is the belt you hold.
Oh,
sorry.
The Clips live out there.
Tell you what, there are not a lot of opponents that are going to be happy coming through. The road is better than any home team's net rating, which is the New York Knicks at home have been remarkable. But OKC is better on the road than the Knicks have been at home. So
you were trying to find, pregame in our conversation with Dagnall, trying to find a creative way to, like, what's in Achilles here? What's one area of improvement? You were trying to find something.
There was a great conversation between Kirk Holtzberry and Zach Lowe talking a little bit about the free throw disparity, which last year OKC had a deficiency in the amount of free throws they gave up versus what they took. So I asked Mark about it to appease those two knuckleheads. And the fact is that what they've done is they've gotten Chet Holmgren to be more aggressive. And A.J. Mitchell, in the minutes that he's played because of injuries, has come in, and for a guy that went from 1 free throw attempt a game to 3 free throw attempts, that's more opportunity for physical plays and fouls being drawn. So they have thought about that disparity, and that's how they're trying to solve it.
They've shot 8 more free throws than the Mavericks tonight. And tell you what, Barnheiser, one guy's going to be black and blue after his minutes here as another 3 goes down for the Mavericks. 132-108. This one was close in the first quarter. Thunder started to pull away in the second, and they haven't looked back. It's been the formula all season. Carlson. That one drops for Russell.
Aside from this being a little less competitive than we would have liked, Grady, to have the opportunity up close to watch OKC, to see them physically, to watch the speed and physicality with which they play with, all the numbers that we study and look at coming in, it's all very real right here in OKC.